But yeah, best obtainment for dormant. Apparently, Saramaed. Apparently, from what I hear, Saramaed Hollow is really good. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna farm Saramaed for it. I think that Saramaed Hollow could have a real nice touch up. Let's just say it like that. You know what I mean? I think you could have a real nice touch up. Saramaed is simple, so simple. They could put in a lot of time into it, but I don't think they want to because I think there's better ideas for what it could potentially be. I think Saramaed Hollow could be very, very simple, right? It could be a pretty simple dungeon, right? But two things, right? Or three things. A, right? Some sort of skip. This is like the first thing, right? Some sort of skip to 1,000 feet to like where it starts to get more difficult, right? Some sort of skip. So right now you have like 100 to 2,000. You get what I'm saying, right? The max is like 2,000. You get some sort of skip to like the middle, right? You can skip to the middle or like level 20s. Okay, maybe like here then. Maybe not too far of a skip. Like a solid 1,500, some sort of skip. If and only if, right, we get the next two things. A, like 1 to 3 new mobs, preferably 2 to 3 new mobs, but 1 to 3 new mobs, maybe like new variants. I'm not gonna lie, this is pushing it, but new boss. I think like a new dedicated boss that is a Saramaed Hollow only, right? And so it ends up kind of feeling not too far off from like what we've already seen, like a Duke dungeon sort of thing, right? And final thing as well, what's it called? Whenever you do, like, instead of like, this is how it would work. Instead of you mine it and then you like pick up the thing, ores go into inventory, right? So instead of it being like you have to pick it up and drag it back with like no mobility, when you mine it, it just goes straight into your inventory and then you have full mobility and then you just have to press E on the thing. Or you can mine it and then it goes in your inventory and then you can like fight mobs along the way, right? Which I think would just be like way better, bro. Like, bro, who the fuck wants to... No, that shit is ass. That shit truly is ass, all right? Very bad. This right here makes it way simpler and kind of skips the boring part. It's still like you're walking back for like 20 seconds, but at least you can like dash and use your full mobility, right? And you can see people potentially speeding through it very quickly, or people finding ways to like speed through it very quickly. Right now, it's very limited because you have to carry that big ass thing back. Very annoying. So, like I said, some sort of skip to like halfway or like 40%, 35%, right? But like I said, for Saramaed Hollow, some sort of skip, ores go into inventory. With what I see behind the scenes, 1 to 3 new mobs. Hopefully 2 to 3 new mobs, really 3. It doesn't even have to be like a full mob. Chat, let me explain why it doesn't have to even be a full mob. But it would be nice if it was. But if they have to cut corners, I think it's okay. Because like I said, the main thing is the new boss. The new boss is the most important. That's why it's the biggest and different color. A new specific, like, hard Saramaed Hollow boss, I think would be the best, like, cherry on top. But let's actually go into, like, the deep oaken monsters, right? And I'm going to explain what I mean by, like, they kind of did eat, for, like, some of, like, the floor 2 mobs, you can kind of tell that some corners were kind of cut for them. And I'll explain this, what I mean, right? Take a look, right? If we take a look at some of the curse guard here, I would consider these, like, these are, like, monsters. Like, these are big mobs, right? I would consider these very big mobs. But let's actually take a peek first off, right? Okay, so you have the curse guard Lancer. This mob has the most attacks, right? Out of the floor 2 mobs. Let's take a look at all their attacks, right? Okay, Assault. The 3-hit combo, right? You have the javelin throw, and then you have the backflip javelin throw. So basically the same thing, but 1 extra anim on top of that, right? So basically 2 sort of similar attacks and 1 also unique attack. So really 2.5 to 3 attacks, right? The other curse guard, like the Brute, has 2 attacks. The Slam and then the Grab. And it does it twice. It's like grab, slam. No, that's it. That's literally all the Brute is. Grab, slam, repeat. That is... And then the invisible one is the worst one. Bro, that motherfucker has 1 attack. Did y'all know that? That nigga has 1 attack. 1. He goes invisible, swipe, and then goes back to being invisible. That's it. See what I mean by those mobs? They don't have the most attacks, but, you know, they're still monsters. And I think, in my opinion, they still at least filled up floor 2 with threats to deal with, right? And they are unique to the deep open world. So if anything, if they have to cut corners for Saramaed Hollow, because like it's Saramaed Hollow, whatever, I think it's fine as long as they have like unique things to them, right? They could just be unique mobs with like 1 to 2 unique, like, wait, what? Oh, or like you have to defeat the mob in a unique way. I think that'd be really cool. Instead of it being like, oh, I go up to it, tornado, blinding dawn, 1m1 for my astral, you know, fucking Evan Spear, right? He's down in like 2 seconds. I think it'd be cool if there was like a mob where, okay, it only does have 2 attacks, but like I said, I brought the example of like, oh, it has like exoskeleton itself. Like, instead of it being like, you need to kill it in, with like, it has like 5,000 health, it dies in 20 hits, like Ode Exoskeleton, right? It's like a, like, maybe it's like a floating, you know how they like, Deboken has like these weird mob designs, bro. Maybe it's like a literal lava serpent, right? And it's like, I'm angry, I'm trying to kill you. But it has like this like weird like floating like crystal above its head, right? You're like, what the hell is that? And so the gimmick is, right, the crystal moves independently of the mob, right? It's like running away from you. The lava serpent itself is completely invincible, but to kill the mob, you actually hit the crystal instead of hitting the mob. But like, you know, the mob will try and defend its crystal, right? It's, my point, chat, is like, it's not like your typical mob where it's like, oh, I go up to it and I hit it, like, and then this thing could like, instead of, it would take X amount of things to, you know, instead of being like, it has 10k health, it has 20 hits until it breaks, and then the next time you hit the mob, it instantly dies. Right? Just like unique gameplay to the Saram Hollow monsters. This motherfucker could only have like 2 attacks, but I feel like that would add so much more instead of 10 Broodlords. You know what I mean, right? Like, really, bro? You know what I mean, right? Or like, it's like all Threshers, or all Sharkos, or all Broodlords. Look, I love Deboken, but realistically, bro, really? No, bro, really? That shit is so ass. That is, bro, that's unbelievably ass, bro. Like, I really had to hold back, but I really had, bro, chat, you don't understand. I really had to hold back. I really had to hold back when I first played the bitch. I was hoping, but bro, that shit was so ass, bro. Be real. That shit was so ass, and it still is. Right? Not only is like, in terms of like the gameplay of fighting, but then the gameplay of actually getting the, like, the ores, both are just bad. Why is my tongue blue? I had a candy cane. Like one of the little fruit ones. They're really good. But like I said, those shit, it's just bad. It's just not fun. At least, even like Helmut and Diluvian, at least it's a mix. At least it's like, oh damn, I'm fighting a squibble plus a jellyfish. Brother, Saramaed Hollow is like all one mob. I don't even want to, you see what I'm, like, that's like half the stages. It's like all one mob type. Like, really, bro? You know what I mean? Right? Like, bro. So like I said, I feel like it could be so much better, right? 1 to 3 new mob variants. Or, I mean, 1 to 3, like, brand new mobs. If they have to cut corners, that's fine. They can make them, like, the Curse Guard. It'll still have the same effect. And then, like, new variants, similar to, like, Mecha Shark or, like, the Nightmare Threshers. Like, even though those are the same mobs, they have new attacks. And I think that would add to it. But the biggest thing that they can't sell on or cut corners, a new boss. A brand new boss that's, like, actually kind of cold. Right? It's like, oh, okay, wait, yo. Like, and then it's like, okay, instead of being like the Saramaed Hollow, it's like, it turns into like the Duke dungeon sort of thing, like where you're going, but it's like extended and actually has like new unique stuff and makes it more fun, right? It's like, okay, you're going through like a longer, more difficult Duke dungeon with like environmental hazards, new mobs, new variants, new challenges, a little bit more unique gameplay. And then at the end of it is when you try and fight the boss, right? It's like, okay, and this boss is also very difficult. So like the idea is like, you know how like most of the time when you're fighting, when you're farming a boss in Deboken, if you lose, it's okay. You're really done. The best example you have of like, oh, if you lose to this boss, you have to go all the way back is like Etheron. But I just think it could be expanded upon because like most of the time when you're doing layer 2, you're not really fighting a lot of things. You can dodge a lot of fights, right? You fight a Bone Keeper, Chaser, or you could just skip to floor 2 and go right to Etheron. Where like here, you're actually, the hope would be like you're dealing with more engaging danger and more difficult gameplay. Just because you're not able just to dodge everything. There's like things you have to do in order to get the chest or in order to get the ores, right? Maybe there's like mobs around the ores. And so yeah, like I said, I think this would be like the easiest fix to Saramaed Hollow. If they do that, that's like, it could be like a cool mini big update, I like to call it, like, you know, like how like Iron Sing, Battle Royale, etc., right? And I think it would be appreciated. I think a lot of people would enjoy it. And it would make it at least feel more fun, right? I think that's just the biggest thing, making it feel more fun. And not making it feel bad to play. It's like there's so many other things in Deep. I know people get bored of Deep, right? But like people get bored of Deep after they play it so much. Do you see what I mean, right? They play so much time. They do so much Diluvian, right? For PV motherfuckers. They do Hell mode so often. But I haven't heard of somebody getting bored of Saramaed Hollow. Do you see what I mean? Getting bored. Most people got bored immediately. Do you see what I mean? They instantly, or they just don't play it, right? Off rip. That's just bad. That's so bad. At least the other shit, like people enjoyed it, and then it's like, okay, I played it like for 50 hours. Then it got, you know what I mean, right? But then like this right here is like, bro, it's trash. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to go click on these other videos, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.